Hi, it's Basri. I recently made a video that thoroughly explained the advanced look controls, which actually did way better than I expected, so huge thanks to the community for being so supportive. But now that I've explained it to Apex vets, I think it's time to explain it to the rest of the community, including those that have recently gotten into Apex Legends. I actually tried to look up the actual definition of ALC but I couldn't find an official explanation. Wikipedia doesn't even have any answers. So in this video, I'll give my own, somewhat abridged explanation for new players. Why should you listen to me? I don't know. You tell me.
Oh my lord. 75? Oh my god, hit hard. Never mind. Okay.
To my knowledge, advanced look controls are a somewhat new mechanic to first-person shooters that first appeared in Respawn's Titanfall games prior to Apex Legends. The Titanfall franchise launched during the era of vertically challenging FPS, which were a fresh approach to the genre as a whole. Games like Advanced Warfare and Infinite Warfare created a new incentive for developers to recreate the game from the ground up. Literally. The introduction of these new wall running and jetpacking characters brought aiming and overall target acquisition to the whole new level it's at today. You may be asking,
Dash, why bring up COD? I'm trying to play Apex.
Well, Timmy, good point. Anyways, the bottom line is that ALC was made to help players adapt to the constantly evolving movement that Titanfall 2 had. Now that its successor, Apex Legends, is also on the same engine, so is ALC. It's a freshened system that the Respawn gods have graced us with that allows us to fine-tune almost every aspect of your aim on a controller. Now normally, FPS games offer just the normal sensitivity options, which are genuinely great choices that you should definitely take a look at if you haven't already. So why use ALC? Let me explain. To be completely honest, Apex Legends is a very mechanically challenging game when you consider all of the different characters and weapons the game has to offer. These new challenges have helped aid the massive increase in the skill level that can be attained by players throughout the game's lifespan. This influx of new tech and skill sets have caused the skill gap to rise insanely high for what used to be a much easier genre. As the skill gap rises, the need to improve goes along with it, so that's where ALC comes in. It can serve as a bridge between the different sense that players can use for their own creativity to craft and perfect their aim. As it's a somewhat new system, it still has its but overall it's flowing with potential waiting to be tapped by a creative player. Although it has a lot of room for creativity, a large majority of players use it to copy the sensitivities of pro players. It's a good start considering that these guys have used it at a competitive level successfully, but it doesn't mean that their sends are for everyone. I've concluded that most pros that did use ALC used it to capitalize off of the freedom ALC gives them. By being able to change their aiming sensitivity and hipfire, they can mold it to what would work perfectly for them. Since pros are so adept at both close range and long range engagements, ALC was the extra step they could take to bring their gameplay to the next level. In fact, one of the best players in the world, Dark Zero Agenberton, is known for his very fast-paced yet accurate ALC setting. Did I mention his team won the Apex Legends Global Series tournament for $500,000? Nonetheless, the settings are good, but do not work for all of their players. Many Apex predators, including myself, have tried to sense only to switch our settings once more because it wasn't suitable to our playstyle. So this leaves us with one question. Why should you use it? From my experience, some players have switched to ALC because of its unique advantages. There are many, but I'll explain the top 3 for the sake of the length of the video. Number 1. Fine-tuning your aim down sight's sensitivity so that you have an easier time controlling recoil. One big problem with default sensitivities is that it has a somewhat of a one-size-fits-all problem. Because of the way Apex was designed, lower sensitivities naturally have less recoil so that the game is more accessible to a wider range of players. ALC allows players to change both their horizontal and vertical sensitivities for aiming, which can directly help with overall recoil control in mid to long range situations. Most pros on ALC sends take advantage of this. Number 2. Making a hybrid sends which allows you to be both accurate but include better movement into your playstyle. Look at the normal sensitivities like 3-3 Classic or 4-4 Linear as their own presets of ALC. All you need to know for now is that it's possible to essentially combine both of these sensitivities to utilize the advantages of both. Having lower sends like 3, which helps with aiming, while also having a higher sends like 5-6 to turn around is all possible with this system. Players like Ecstasy, who happens to be a movement player on controller, makes use of ALC in this regard. Number 3. Being able to freely change your response curve. If you're already familiar with first-person shooters, then you've probably already used the classic response curve. A response curve is a rate at which the controller reads your stick inputs. A higher one would be slower, while a lower one would make your sense feel more reactive, which might I add isn't always a good thing. The most well-known ones would be Classic, the normal speed, and Linear, which reads every single input to make it feel, well, linear. In my opinion, being able to freely change your response curve number is one of, if not the most important part of ALC tuning. If you're interested in learning more about ALC and how to use it, I've actually made an in-depth and short video on how to make the best out of it. My next ALC video is actually going to be about finding what aiming style you like, so make sure to subscribe for more future content about both competitive Apex and even more information about advanced look controls. If you want to stay updated, the best way is to follow me on Twitter. If not, I stream Apex on Twitch nearly daily, so be sure to check my description for the link. If you've made it this far in the video, just know that I appreciate every single one of you and welcome anyone that may be new to the channel. See you later, man.